Do you hear? Yes? And there's a sound. Good. So there's a sound. We have a sound. That's good. That's really good. So I shall again read with you Numbers 24:5. Hebrew, English again, Hebrew and English all the time. And in this manner, we could move and see what the letters in Hebrew are, are telling us. So, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Israel. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, thy dwellings, O Israel. If you notice here in this sentence, in English we have the verb are, which is expression of the verb to be, but in Hebrew we don't have those expressions. So first of all, we look and see Matovu Ohalecha Yaakov. Jacob, the name Jacob, we explain it. Jacob, the name Jacob, Yaakov, which has a value of 182 in Hebrew. It is good for Jacob to dwell in a tent because Jacob had, so to speak, there are infinite ways, by the way, to see the verse. This is one of them. Of course, everyone can look and find his or her own way. You're welcome to do this. So Jacob, as the name Jacob, which express multiplicity, he had four wives, or four tents. He used to move between those tents. And here says the verse, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov. It is good that Jacob dwells in the tents. Also, Jacob is his name in time. And in time, when there's like danger of the flood, the events of time, it is good to sit in a hidden aspect, to dwell in a space in us which is protected from the floods of time. So it is good, and matovu, ma here, ma is the value of 45, the value of Adam, human. So it is good that in times of troubles or floods, mentally floods and all kinds of floods, events of time, it's good to keep the image of God in the tent. It is good. But we have a second. Hello, Felipe. Good morning. But here we have a second part of the verse. Here, Felipe. Good morning, Felipe. Hope you can hear us. But the other part of the verse says Mishkenotecha Yisrael, where the Spirit dwells, Israel, because Jacob has two names, Jacob, Yaakov, which has the value of 180. Let's continue with a new part of the page that we could open the whole arena. So I'll start again. Jacob, Yaakov has the value of 182. This is his name in time. And he has, after the battle, he gained a new name, Israel. unconditional love, Israel. The value of Israel is 514. We explain that what is the meaning of 514. It's an expression of the letter Hey, because the letter Hey is the value of 5, but the letter Hey is also composed of letter Dalet and Yod. So the letter Hey that Abraham got express itself, manifest itself in the name Israel. You see 500, the Hey is 5. Abraham got his son when he was 100 years old. So we have 500. And then we have here, this is the letter Dalet. I'll make it in a new color. This is the letter Dalet or time. Dalet is 4, but double 10 is 40. 40 is the letter Mem or time. So we have plus 40 in time from Abraham to Jacob. We have time. And then we have here the Yod. The Yod has the value of 10 or qualitative number as 1. This is the covenant. The Yod, the drop of water, a leaf, all of them have in common a leaf of it. Let's make it olive leaf. It has the shape of a Yod, egg, leaf itself, I mean the olive itself, a drop of water, a dot at the end of the sentence. All of those are symbolizing the potential, the covenant. So we see that in the name Israel, which has the value of 500 and for I opposite here. I see that I opposite here. I'm sorry, I will correct it. It's opposite. It is opposite. Yeah, I opposite the numbers. Yeah. We see here a manifestation that the promise that God had promised Abraham in the covenant between the parts is coming already in the battle of Jabbok. Here, the name Israel. Another aspect of the name Jacob, and I will continue. Jacob, I put like here a dash. Yaakov, his name is Yod Akev, the Yod. This is the letter Yod, Yod, or the 10. Akev, Akev is a hill. So the covenant, his name is a manifestation he shall follow, like a detective who follows the heel of, so to speak, the thieves or the crumbs that were left on the table in the time of the burglary. The name of Jacob means he shall follow, because when he was born, he was holding his brother heel, and heel is the lower part of our body, the one that touches the floor or the dust or the earth. So he is named after the lowest part, but he made a transformation in the crossing of Yabok crossing God. The angel tells him, your name shall not be called anymore Jacob, he shall follow the heel, the multiplicity, because heels we have two. We have two heels. We have two. You're not any longer in the world of duality. You're named after the head. Israel, Israel has the letter Rosh here, Rosh, Rosh. Yes, we see the game of letters. Rosh, li, meaning I have a head. I have a head. I can connect to the one. This is a transformation. Your name is not longer Jacob. You are named after the lowest part of the body. And this is, we have two. We have two heels, two legs. This is the transformation. To move between those two legs, it's like to move between, this is the transformation. But it also, when we look at, excuse me, when we look at the zodiac, we have the same picture. At the zodiac, this is not a right angle to make it, but we have here, let's say here, we have Tale, this is Aries, Tale, it's also a lamp, this is April, Aries, and here we have fish. Fish, we have like two fishes, they have opposite relation to each other, and fish is also our feet. And what we do here is we go against, and here the Aries, April or Tale is the head. This is the transformation. We are born as babies into the duality. This is what we experience night and day, cold and warm. All the time we are moving between conditions, opposite conditions. But the aim is that through the process of growing, we shall be unconditional. And the name Israel, Israel, in its letters, hints at this transformation. So let's go back to the verse and see what does the verse says. So it is good to be in the tense. In the temporal, it is good to save um, our being, our image of God in a hidden. But it's better off, and this is what verse does not say but hints, that we grow to be Israel. It is better in the time of the flood to find a self-intimate space to read and to paint, to make music. It is good. It is good. But it is even better that we can find full expression and speaks about holiness in a conscious way. Here, Mishkenotecha Israel, Mishkenotecha Israel, we have the dwellings of Israel, Mem and Yod. Mem and Yod implies to me, who in English refers to Sfirat Bina, understanding. Also, Mishkenot, the letters here are referring to Shekhinah, Shekhinah, this Holy Spirit. It is good to hide or to keep our image of God in a hidden, but it's better off when the holiness can be straight, when we can speak straight, because the Shekhinah has the same value like Safa, language, and we can express language when we have a full recognition. So the name Israel also implies for recognition, a person who is aware. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Shelton. So far, do we have questions? Isaac Arun, hello, shalom. Shalom, shalom, Nedelia, shalom. Good morning, Nedelia from Texas, if I remember well. Reina, shalom, shalom, Reina. So far, do you have questions, please? Let us go back to the verse and to the names Jacob and Israel. Let us go back. Let's focus a bit. I'll move again the page, another layer down. Jacob is the name. Jacob is the name. He lives in time. He lives in time. He is cheating, let's call it like this, or he is being cheated. In time, if we look inside of us and see Jacob inside of us, we see that in time, sometimes we feel defeated. It's not fair what is happening to me, or it's not fair what is happening to us. It could be different. The name Jacob is also 7 times 26. 7. And we feel it's not fair. Things could be completely different. This is what we think in time because we have the perspective, microphone managing. Because in a certain point in time here, we think that it should have been different. It should have been better. It should have been what we think is right. But in the long run, and now I'll move a bit here. This is the 90-degree angle. This is time. But in the long run, and here comes the triangle, Pythagoras triangle. This is it. Here we are. This is the long run, the diagonal. This is the ladder of Jacob. This is Israel, the full hand perspective. Let's look again into Pythagoras, again, triangle, and see the manifestation of Jacob in this kind of thinking. 3, 4, and 5. Let's make the 5 better. What does it mean? Let remind us all before we move with the name Jacob. 3 in the power of 2 is 9. 4 in the power of 2 is 16. 5 in the power of 2 equals 25. This is just to refresh our memory what is a Pythagoras triangle. Now let's move here and see. Again, this is the structure. This is time. 90 degrees angle. Mayim. Mayim, time. Water. We are born from water, from the womb. We are born with time. 3, 4, and 5. Now the name Jacob is 182, which is what? 7 times the tetragrammaton. And here he has a dream. He goes to sleep and we see a separation of his name. 3 times 26 is 78. Chalom, the value of dream in Hebrew, is 78. And here, when he sleeps, when we put ourselves on a pillow, we are like what? We are horizontal here. 426. 426 is 104, like the value of the letter tzadi in its feeling. 94 and 10. Or, father of many, Avhamon, what was promised to Abraham, but also to Jacob, he was a father of 12 sons. Avhamon, the father of many, because, one second, the father of many, yes, also have the value of 104, or 1 to 4, full hand perspective. Or mist, ed, mist. So let's go back again and see what happens in Jacob dream mathematically, because this is open to everyone, belongs to everyone. We have the name Jacob is 182, or 7 times 26. While Jacob is dreaming, and I will put here another color to the vertical, the relation to the spirit is via dreaming, and this is a vertical relation to the spirit always here. So 3 times 26 equals 78, and 78 is the value of the word to dream. Chalam, the stem letters of to dream, chalam is 78. 3 times 26. 3 always refer to the spirit. Always. Remember this. And 4 to the matter. This is his relation. The soul brings the infinite abundance by a dream. This is the vertical. And this is the relation in time. Horizontal, when we sleep, like animals also, they touch the ground. Here. At this crucial point comes the dream of the ladder and says the following. Because Jacob, we have to understand, Jacob has this dream in time. He is running from his brother. His brother basically wants to kill him. So he is running. Let's make it like this. He sits in Beersheba and he is running. He is running. He is not yet here in Aram, where Laban lives. He doesn't know to which future is he going to. He's just running. He escaped. So he left the past behind. He does not know to which future he will turn. And at this crucial point in time, he has this dream. And the dream itself, or the name Jacob itself, is a watershed. The name Jacob. We see here in the triangle, there's part of Jacob which is dreaming, has a connection to the higher. Another one is sleeping in time. But the dream already says one day, and the dream of the ladder, we did not even get into the details of the dream. This is just pre-conversation, preparation conversation for the dream. So here we have 5, because sulam, ladder, has the value of 130, which is what? 5 times 26, 5 times 26, plus 130 without the 0 is love, ahava, o echad, 1. Both have the value of 30. So now Jacob is afraid. The dream says there's a ladder. Meaning, in time, we feel there's sometimes we live in time, all of us, and we have this experience sometimes run into us, and we feel like a clash. But the dream says only when we have a diagonal relation to things, it will clear to us, get clear to us what is happening. So to go back to our verse, it is good when we don't know what is happening to sit in the tent to try to contemplate, but it's better to have a full recognition because Jacob is dreaming this. The dream of the ladder is at night. There's no conscious at night. So it's better to have this situation of the five. Mishkenotecha Israel. Mishkenotecha holds the letters of Shekhinah. When the Shekhinah dwells with us, Mishkenotecha, Mishkenotecha, Mishkan. We have Mishkan here. Mishkan, we can divide into two words. Means the name is here. Meaning here there is a connection with the name, with the infinite. Questions so far?
Shalom, Meti.
Shalom.
Shalom, everybody. I was just thinking that this relation, this Pythagoras triangle, we have the the tree, uh, that which is the spirit,
Mhm,
and the four, which is matter,
mhm,
and this 4 times 26 give us 104, which is tzadi. And
mhm,
I was relating it with Esau because he was
mhm.
a hunter. If and if I'm not wrong, tzadi means hunter, right?
Yes, excellent, excellent. Let's write it on the board. 1 second. Let's write it. Very good, Felipe. I'll open a new triangle to express it. Yes, because there's a lot of info in here. So you say 426 is 104, tzadi, but also tzayad, hunter. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And you were offering that again, the dream is what and what is the four? So what do you see in the three and the four?
I am seeing 3 times 26,
Yes.
meaning halam, halam,
Halom, dream. Yes.
halam. It's like the spirit, because 3 is the spirit, and Jacob has this vertical relation to the infinite. It's
Mm,
in his dream, and he's escaping from, in a way, from the body, from the matter, and which can be represented by Esau, which is a hunter. You know, his father Isaac liked Esau because he was a hunter,
very
and
good.
this relation gives us the ladder. You know,
Mm,
this vertical relation.
excellent. So you are offering that the four is a representation of the body of the hunter, but not just of the hunter of which is Esau, his twin brother, but also the father of both twins, Isaac, which already has the relation of 1 to 4, because 104, what you're saying, is a 1 to 4, and it brings us to the binding of Isaac. Yes?
Mm, yes.
Yes, is
Yes.
that so?
Yes. I didn't think about it, but yes. Yes.
Yes, very good, Felipe, very good.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Daniel, good morning. Your microphone is open. You are welcome to speak if you wish. Do we understand the relation? 1 second, there is a question. Yes. Do you understand the relations between the names Jacob and Israel, or the aspects that are representing? Do we understand that? Okay. Jill, can you hear?
Shalom. Yes, I can hear
Shalom.
you.
Good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hello, everybody.
Fine, fine. And how do you
Shalom.
feel with
Hello, Jill.
shalom, shalom, shalom to all? And how do you
Good
feel
to
with
hear
this
you.
conversation? Yeah, thank. Yes, Jill, how do you feel with this conversation?
Um, I just find it fascinating to pull so much out of uh, the words, and so I just feel like I'm getting there, but I'm still missing a couple of things. I'm trying to just still process and listen to the stories.
What do you feel that you miss? Like what kind of aspect
Um,
for it?
it's almost like I feel like I should be getting it in my thinking versus getting, something that's emotional. And
Hmm.
so for some reason I'm just having like this inner thing going on.
You have like two-way road, like thinking and feeling. Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel this movement. And
Yeah.
what is happening in the feeling realm, and what is happening in the thinking realm? Can you
And the
describe
thing
it?
in the thinking realm, I'm trying to it's I feel like it's like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me it's almost like I'm learning a new language, I'm learning something new about the Bible, I'm learning something new about myself, I'm learning something new about God. And then in the emotional realm, I'm just trying to figure out how um, to step out of being so, I guess, emotional. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time putting words to it.
Maybe what you try, maybe it's like you try to step out of the water, out of the emotional water.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
You try to step out of the water. Mhm.
Yeah, because yesterday you were talking about something, and it kind of hit me when you were talking about the personalities of Abraham and Jacob or Isaac. And so I could kind of relate to some of the things that was within, I think, Isaac's personality. And so it was almost like, okay, I can understand that this is part of a personality, but that's something separate. And so I'm just trying to get it all figured out in my head.
Thank you for sharing those deep, how do you say, ins not just streams that come from you. I really appreciate that, because when you share, I can direct or the words and the ideas towards where you are at. Thank you so much. I understand. So
Thank you.
on so you yesterday when we spoke about people or names or situation, it was more graspable. You could orient it, orient. orient yourself. And today it's more abstract, and you try to step out from the water, drowning water. So I understand, and I'll take it into consideration when I speak. Thank you. Thank you. Daniel, would you like to say something, to ask something? Let's see. If we look at the number 3 and also the close relation to the word tree and the term tree of life, which is the Trinity, do we do we hunters destroy it? It's for you to answer. It's for you to answer. Questions, Felipe, Shelton, Jill, Daniel. Yes.
Just not a question, but I was kind of curious about this Pythagoras triangle numeric relations, and I put it on a calculator, a triangle calculator, and it's just to share. I don't know what it means at all, and I don't know if there is any relation we could do. But in this triangle, which has 3, 4, and 5 by sides, we have this 90 angle,
Mm-hmm.
90 degrees angle,
Mm-hmm.
and the other angles are in the number, the degrees number are 53.3, 53.30
Let me write.
and the other
Yes,
one,
yes. Let me write the numbers and then include them in the triangle. So we have 90 degrees, you say? Yes?
yes, in the
Mm-hmm.
horizontal, one side is 90
Yes.
degrees,
And
uh, and the other triangle, other angles are 53.13,
yes,
and the other one is 36.87.
yes.
Just to share it, I really
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but some numbers, some of those numbers caught my attention. The 13, the 36, and the other one, the other two numbers, I do not have any relations to it.
So what got your attention? The 13. So first of all, let's make the triangle here.
Yes, and I was thinking, well, if we have a vertical relation which is 90 degrees, which is the value of mime and all that we already talked about, uh, this number 90, the I was wondering which numbers are the other 2 degrees in the triangle,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, one of them is this 53.13. We could think about Evan, Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and Love, Ahava,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is 36. I think about Orel and Leah,
Mm-hmm.
and point 87, that I really don't have any
I think
relation
we were
with.
speaking about 87 as abbreviation. Paz. Paz. You remember? Paz is gold, but it's abbreviation of the twins of Judah and Tamar. Pei for Peretz. Peretz. Peretz name is named after the moon. How many M's, Etty? 1 second. After the moon. And Zain, let's make here a connection. Zerach. Zerach for the sun. So the number, let's remember this together. 87, 87, 87, like Paz. Please remember peso. Peso is the currency. This is the, please remember, maybe it will help you. Paz is gold, stands for the two twins of Tamar and Judah, Peretz, Paz, Paz, Peretz, and Zet Zerach. Peretz for the moon, and Zerach is for the sun. Now, let's look at it, because I would like to give you another hint. 8 and 7. 87 is one number. What happens when we combine 8 and 7? What number do we get?
15.
15. 15 in Hebrew, Yah, the first two letters of the tetragrammaton, which is father and mother, wisdom. We speak about abstract parents. Wisdom and understanding. 15. Every 15, when the moon is born, there's a darkness. But after 15 days from the darkness, we have a full moon. So the moon is full moon or shines like the sun. And here we get to, how do you say, primeval situation when the sun and the moon having the same shape. You remember that in the fourth day of creation, the moon complained, what two kings use one crown? How can we share? And God says, go and minimize yourself, and that she would not feel so little. He had for her as companionship the stars. So here it is how we go again through Zerach and Peretz, the twins of Judah and Tamar, the son of the, and all of this brings us back again to the Yah, to the 15, to the relation before the moon complained. Good morning, Fernando. Do we understand how did we move? Because Felipe was asking, he was taking the other angles. This straight angle is 90, so Felipe was checking about the other two angles, and he found our values, and we abstract again. We moved now from numbers into words and letters, and we got again the relations. Questions? Impressions?
Shalom, Eti.
Shalom, good morning.
Shalom, friends. I'm sorry I was listening, but I entered a little late. Hello, Jill, Felipe, Shelton. And I have one question, Eti.
Mhm.
Because now, today and tomorrow, we have this full moon, and it's and it's equinox, right? We are passing through the equinox. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we are a few days later, but it's okay. Equinox was in the 21st, 23rd of September.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
But
please ask.
is the first full moon after the equinox, maybe?
Yes, of
This is,
course.
yes. This is the idea. This is the idea,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
This is the first full moon after the equinox,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Uh, and I'm just wondering about these dates that I think Weinreb speaks that what happens here is a reflex of what happens in the eternity or what happens in the other plans of creation. So this full moon, I was looking at the full moon yesterday and remembering your classes about this topic that in the Olam Rabbah, the moon will have the same size and the same brightness as the sun. And the closest that we get, I think, is in this period when the day and the night has the same time to stand, and now the moon is full. We have the full moon. So I'm just wondering if the tradition says something about the full moon of the equinox or something like this.
There is a relation to the name Cheshvan, because this is the Hebrew month of Cheshvan, because the months are counted by the moon. So Cheshvan comes from Cheshbon, which is calculating, but also from Machshava, thought, or Chashman. Chashman is from eight. There is a relation, but your question is on its place, but the direction of the answer comes from somewhere else. Because Cheshvan comes from Cheshbon. If we count from spring, spring starts, let's say, yes, and we have like in the clock, let's not put it here. I'm not doing it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not really look at the clock. It is opposite. Let's do it in this way. 1 second. I'll look. Spring. So we have here 1. Let's call it that this is the month. This is not a clock, but the month. This is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah. Hashanah. And here we are. We are here. We at the full moon of the 8th month. You see, Fernando? From spring.
Yes.
It's like, in a way, we are approaching the 9 months from spring. And here there's already a birth. You see that? This is an abstract thinking. The question is, can we think abstract? Your question is on
Yes.
point, but the answer, I hope you can stream, or the answer can stream you, find you in the thinking. So we count from spring. Spring in a way is 0 or 1. So we count 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are here. Cheshbon, Cheshvan, Machshava, and here we approach to the 9. Here does a birth. And birth is always what? New life.
Thank you. Some insights came.
If I give another draw, maybe it will open a bit. If I look and I draw this in a different way, look what happens. Look, maybe in this way, it will be easy. Let's look, and here we have 7 spheres. You can look at it as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah? And here is the 8. You see, Fernando? Do you see the white board?
Yes.
Here
Yes.
is Binah. So we can look at Cheshvan here. This is a lateral thinking. Cheshvan or Cheshbon or Chashman. Chashman is כמו like Shemen. Chet, what is Chashman? Chashmonaim. Chashman. Chashman is not just bishop in English, bishop. It means Chashman in Hebrew. Chet, the 8 is what? 8 equals Shemen. 8 equals oil. Shemen is the 390, like Shemaim. 8 meaning it is heaven. So we are in this sphere 8, which is called both. Let's again put it here. 7, and here we have 8. Chashman, Chet Shemen. The 8 is the oil, the 8 is the heavens. Yes? And look what happens. Here, so to speak, this is wisdom because now we are counting in a way opposite. Here we count 7, like for this direction, but from the 8, we are counting at this direction. Do you see, Fernando?
Amazing. Yes.
This is the 9, and this is crown the 10 opposite. And when we move 2 weeks, this is what you're asking. We are in a full moon between 8 and 9. Do you see that? We're here, full moon between 8 and 9. And here there will be a birth, and this is wisdom. A new child will be born.
From Abba Veima. It's a
Yes,
child. Okay.
yes, because the 8th sphere is also like hey, and this is Yod. This is the 8th sphere, this is the 9. And we here at the middle, and here what, the potential of the Father. Here, you see?
Yes.
Quite
Amazing.
abstract. Quite
No, it's amazing.
you can follow because this is what Weinreb books is about, and sometimes it is hard to see the course of thinking through the words. Sometimes I'm not sure, but this is it.
Amazing. I like it very much. The idea of Hashman and Het equals Shemen, right? It's
Yes,
amazing. It's amazing.
it is brings us also to Hanukkah, because in 2 weeks we shall have the birth of a new moon here. This is what you're asking. Yes, Kislev, in 2 weeks we shall have a new moon, Kislev. Kiss is not just sound like kiss in English, yes, but kiss in Hebrew, kiss is a pocket, yes, and lev is a heart, pocket of love. And in this next month, we shall have both Hanukkah and Christmas, maybe. You have to look and to check the calendar. This is very interesting. I can check it even now. 1 second. I can check it even now. Wow, yes. Very good, Fernando. Very good. Hanukkah this year is coming before Christmas, few weeks. But this is in terms of ideas. This is it. You're right.
So it's beautiful because Hanukkah we have that story of the oil and the eight even the menorah is with 8 lights, right?
Yes, excellent.
And it seems that now, so we are in this month, the energy of Hashman is the burning of this oil.
Excellent. Excellent. And also the Messiah. Now, this year, there is a bit, how do you say, gap of days between the solar year and the lunar year. So there is a gap. But conceptually, the Messiah, Shemin, Mashiach, the one which is anointed, yes, anointed with oil. Do you see the relation or not yet?
Yes. The Messiah is the one who is anointed.
Anointed.
Same, yes.
Anointed not just in oil, he is anointed with the eighth day. The eighth day with Binah. He's anointed with his eighth day, which is Binah, understanding. Because everything is concentrated there. The heavens, yes, Shemen and Shemaim, oil and heavens, and language, Safa and Shekhinah, all of those words, also Milah, word is associated with the eighth day. So who is the Messiah? The one who understands the perspective of the eighth day and can speak word by word and has the language that people can understand. So we don't speak about ancient Messiah. It's a quality in each and every one of us. It's a quality. Again, it is quality. Questions so far?
So Eti,
Yes,
I thank you
yes,
so much. So beautiful that where you went with this very simple question that I made about the full moon and what is happening now, the mirror that which mirrors the eternity.
yes, yes.
And
This
my
is very good. Yes, yes, very good.
my question is even more simple now. Is it is so we can live this new life, right? We can.
Yes,
It's a mirror of eternity. We are able to mirror it. So how
yes.
can we mirror this eighth day, this idea of Messiah, and this idea of bringing the shaman from supernal realms in this period of time?
It is very simple. There's a Zohar meeting in Brazil. There's a Zohar conversations. You speak with the friends, yes, in the telephone, and you meet people and you converse. It's by conversation, conversing, conversia, by having conversations and sharing. This is it. You're already doing it. You're already doing it. While speaking about it, we bring the awareness not just for others, but first of all to ourselves. As the Bible says, and you shall ponder in it days and nights. Days and nights is not just when there's light outside, solar, I mean, moon or sun, is inner situation within us when we feel illuminated or when we feel not so much. So to ponder and to speak those ideas, whether we are happy or sad, just to speak it, to be connected with the spirit. This is it. When we speak it, we live in the eternal. It's very simple.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for your questions. Fernando, Felipe, Jill, it is very good that you share what you feel. It helps me a lot to direct the future conversations. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your participation in all ways of communication. Thank you so much. We shall meet here tomorrow at the same time.
Amazing.
Shalom,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank
Shalom,
you.
shalom, friends.
Shelton, Jill,
Gil, André.
Fernando.
So good to hear you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.